This deal fails completely. And that's why these members and others will be absolutely opposed to the deal.
Compromise means sacrifice for the most marginalized and the most vulnerable. We are not seeing our ultra-rich, our corporations make any sacrifices at all.
Welcome back to America Decides. That is some of the opposition we've been hearing on Capitol Hill over the debt ceiling bill. This as Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has marked June 5th as the day the government will not have enough money to pay all of its bills. Republican Congressman Tom Emmer, who also serves as House Majority Whip, joins us now. Congressman, always good to see you. Walk our audience through the night as you see it playing out. Is there more drama to come?
Well, I don't know what you define as drama, but we got human beings involved, so I'm sure there's going to be some at some point. You've got everybody that's basically coming back to town, right? They spent the weekend, the Memorial Weekend, with their families, with their constituents, probably doing things in their district, honoring the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice and their families. And guess what? I mean, I had one of them tell me today he had to fly back on his anniversary. So I'm sure people will be in a great mood as they come back this evening. And we're going to have some votes about 6:30 this evening, and then we'll have a conference. And as you know, Garrett, the Rules Committee actually started a while back here.
Right, and the Rules Committee has to bring this to the floor. Is there any doubt in your mind, Congressman Emmer, that the Rules Committee will approve this and this will be on the floor of the House of Representatives tomorrow?
I mean, you can never say anything with absolute certainty, but yes, I'm very confident this bill will be on the floor tomorrow in some fashion. I think the discussion in rules, there's a whole cart full of amendments that they're talking about, and we'll see how they handle that. That'll determine what the schedule is. Right.
And when the bill reaches the House floor, how many House Republicans do you expect to vote for it?
Garrett, we have 222 members. We may have a couple that have some issues being here. I think we're going to be okay on Wednesday based on what I'm hearing. But we whip for 218 Republicans. That's what we do.
Right. The range I've heard is 160 to 170, and then the rest being provided by the House Democratic Caucus. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, listen, I don't know who's doing your whipping, but we do our own. And again, we whip to 218. That's what we're shooting for.
I see. All right. So in that process, Wesley Hart of Texas and Nancy Mace of South Carolina said they're leaning no. Do you believe they'll end up no?
Well, you don't know. I mean, I think these are two great members. They clearly have some questions about what it's about. I mean, we're talking about a $2.1 trillion cut. That's what this is. It'll be the first debt ceiling vote ever, as far as I'm aware, that doesn't raise or increase federal spending. It cuts $2.1 trillion. And Garrett, according to the CBO, that is the single largest deficit reduction bill in the history of this country. I think that's something that all Republicans should be supporting.
But they're not. Chip Roy, a member of your conference, said this bill will tear the GOP conference asunder. What do you say to that?
I love Chip. And no, I do. Chip is thoughtful, but Chip also has the ability to work through some of these things. And you know, you take one look at it. I've heard a bunch of people talk about this bill. I think they need to read some of the details. Again, I respect them to do what they think is right, but we've seen this before, Garrett, where we have members, and I think the emotions are running high, not just because everybody just got done with a holiday weekend to celebrate, you know, Americans and their families who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, but it's also because we've been sitting here for 100 days plus while Joe Biden did absolutely nothing. And after Republicans did the only reasonable thing by passing a good solution, guess what? He twiddled his thumbs and went to Japan and did all this other stuff. There's a reason why our members are very upset, and I'm going to suggest that they may not all realize it, but all of us are very frustrated by the lack of leadership and the incompetence that's been coming out of the White House since the beginning of the year, and I think you're feeling it right now.
Under the auspices of leadership and competence, one of your other members, Ralph Norman, of South Carolina, said, quote, "Kevin has sold us out," speaking of the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, well, again, people get fired up. There's always going to be emotion involved. We're human beings. But Kevin McCarthy's done one hell of a job since the beginning of the year. This guy right now, has been probably the best speaker that we've seen in this House, and that's putting him up against some pretty impressive people in decades. So I expect that to continue.
And what would you say, Congressman Emmer, about the possibility in the near term, meaning in the next couple of weeks or maybe the next couple of months, of a motion to vacate the speakership? Because some of your members are already talking about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they are. I think I heard somebody say everything's on the table, and that might be one of the things they were talking about. No, I do not see that. I see us being unified going forward. And by the way, the beauty of it is we don't all have to agree. We just got to understand that you run to win, you win to govern. Republicans are the only ones who have been doing that for the last 5 months plus now. I expect that to continue.
And where would you expect Jim Jordan, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, to be when this vote is held on final passage?
I expect him to be on the floor, not to be a smart aleck, but I do.
You know what I'm driving at.
I do. He will be a yes. I mean, Jim Jordan has been an outspoken supporter. Again, it's a $2.1 trillion cut. This is the largest single deficit reduction bill in the history of this country. And then, Garrett, if you add the CR to it, there's a permanent CR. So we're going to take government shutdown politics off the table. If you don't get the 12 appropriations bills through the House, through the Senate, and across the president's desk before midnight on September 30th, on October 1st, you now have until the end of the year to get those bills done. And if you don't, January 1st of the next year, you automatically have a 99% budget, a 1% cut across all of government. This could be transformational because the last time you had a normal appropriations process that actually achieved those 12 bills out of the House, the Senate, across the president's desk, Garrett, was 1994. 1994. This is huge, and again, this is a bill that all Republicans should support. Frankly, everybody who believes in this country should support this bill.
Very quickly, Congressman Emmer, and I was there in 1994. I covered that process. There's a disagreement among some of your members on the Rules Committee. Does it have to be all Republicans on that committee supporting it? Because if it's not, some members are misrepresenting the understanding about what the Rules Committee on the Republican side has to do or not to do.
Well, they're representing their understanding. And I was
Are they misrepresenting things?
No. I mean, that might be their understanding, but I was also in the room because that is a misunderstanding. This was, it was not unanimity by any means. So that, I think, is a little bit of a misunderstanding. But, you know, somebody else might have a different view of it. I was in the room, and I see that differently.
Congressman Emmer, we appreciate your time. And remember, you can always call me Major. Good to see you again.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Major. Sorry about that.